Hello, Frank Korb here. Welcome to our studio. Think about coming into this space all the time is really important. The studio is a great place for me to make ideas happen, or even think about things, or just kind of take care of supplies. However, sometimes I'm not always here. So, what do you do when you take time off? When you take time away from making your art? We'll get into that a little bit today. Thanks. Come on over. We can't be in the studio all of the time. We can't be making our art forever. I mean, I hope to. But sometimes we have days, vacations, appointments, things we have to do where we're not in the studio. And sometimes it's a short amount of time. Maybe it's a day. Sometimes it's a longer period of time, a week, a couple weeks. And what do you do with that time? How do you keep your art making still happening? How do you do that? Okay, yeah. As an artist for a lot of years, I've gone through a lot of different kinds of making art, and now my art's not the same as it was 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and it's still something though that I can go back to. So sometimes when I've got an extended period of time where I'm away from my own studio, I take smaller art making supplies, watercolors, pencils, paper, and I use that outside of the studio space to continue to make art. Sometimes, if I've got an extended period of time where I'm still in the area of the studio, but other things are happening and I don't get there as often, I find myself still thinking about the making of art. And, there are times where it is, maybe I spend 5 minutes in the studio space mixing up clay or recycling things or just kind of tidying up around the space, checking the dryness of pots. But it's still important for me to get into that space and get a feel for what's happening. Sometimes it is important to step away for a little bit, kind of give yourself a chance to reset, recharge, have some new thoughts about what you're going to be doing when you do come back. Now, the problem some people have is if they step away from the studio for too long, it's really hard to get back. Other things became priorities. Other things happen where I'm not going to get back into my studio. What do you do with that thought? How do you keep yourself engaged in your studio space? Okay. Yeah. Art for me, making for me, is always a really important part of my everyday, whether I'm at home or in my studio space or out at a restaurant or working with other people on what I do. And I'm always thinking about what else can I do as a maker, as an artist, to move my work forward, even if it is the time where I am taking some time off. I'm not in the studio. I'm taking a break from it all. I'm still always kind of thinking about how can I get back to it when I get back to it. Something to think about. Take those breaks. But come back to the studio. Come back to making your art. It's really important. Thanks. I hope you continue to go out and make great stuff. Bye.